Okay, go live on Instagram. Hey guys. Hi. Welcome to Hi Melissa. Welcome to our world famous Thursday live. You do too. I love it too. And guys, we did not plan this. We did not plan the purple looks. Melissa and I are just sinking. Sinking? Yeah, unspoken mental vibes. So, hi guys, welcome to our live. If we haven't met before, my name is Sandhya Garg. You may or may not know me from Project Runway season 13, everyone's favorite fashion reality show. I was on season 13. If you know a Project Runway lover, tag them in this video below or share this video with them so they can also see this fabulous video about thrifting. We are talking about thrifting today, Melissa. And Melissa, why don't you introduce yourself to our fabulous? And what is your website called? Guys, I love Melissa's helmets. Martha Stewart swears by them, so you should too. If I may say so, Melissa, can you show off one of your favorite pieces? So yeah, that's about the film. And that's Melissa's website up here if you guys want to go take a look. And then, if you want to see all the shenanigans and fabulous clothing that I have designed, I'm wearing one of my latest pieces from my pumpkin spice range. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. You can go check out my website. I mean, I'm an average human being, an average mom of two. If the dress can make me look pretty, well, it can make you look even prettier. So go check out my work. Thank you. And then, what do we want to say to our viewers, Melissa, before we go any further? We want to know about our viewers, right? Haunted? This is a new one. Oh, really? I have never heard that one before. But, guys, yeah, if you're watching us live or replay, tell us in comments below. If you are a fellow thrifter, then tell us in comments below. Do share this video, like and follow our pages, obviously. And then, if you know a thrifter, do share this video with them as well. Right, Melissa? Okay, so we're starting a new game today. Melissa's keeping me in secret because we are doing thrifting and vintage myths and facts, five of them. And Melissa's gonna ask me all these questions, and I'm really scared. Go ahead, Melissa. Okay. I think it's kind of myth and fact. They thrifted clothes can be worn out and low quality, and it can also be not worn out and low quality. But I'm not sure if there is one answer to it. What do you think, Melissa? I think you have more experience with thrifting. I would agree, thinking about it. I did work in a thrift store once in Detroit. Yeah, it was such a fun experience. I think it's called the Red, White, and Blue Thrifting Store. And I think they have about 15, 20 stores in major cities all over US. So I did see a fabulous Prada dress and for $40. And I saw Hermes Kelly bags in the thrift store. So Melissa's absolutely right. The more I think about it, you have to, see kind of dig for treasures, but you can find well made stuff. Ooh, print. Yeah. Oh, on the point when we are talking about thrift store treasures, so I found Al Pacino's jacket that he had worn. And this is, I have it in my closet. I'm going to go get it and show it to you guys. So I bought it, and this is an Al Pacino jacket from a Parisian couturier. It's all handmade, hand stitched. So I got it so I could display it in my house. So yeah, you can find treasures, and I had completely forgotten about it. So I do have a Al Pacino jacket from a couturier. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So while we are talking, do you want to talk about thrifting, and I'll go grab the jacket because you just reminded me of it. I'll go. Okay, I'll be back in 2 seconds. So let me show you where it says. So this is by Angelo Galasso, and it says Cucita Amano for Al Pacino. It's dated 2011, and I have seen photos of Al Pacino in the jacket on internet. So cool. Look at that. Look at all the details. So this is all the fun things you can get in a look at the details. And there's a lot of hand stitching. Look at the hand stitching right here. So you can tell it's couture by all the hand stitching details. And because I have worked at Alexander McQueen, I know what to look for. Let me show you. This is all hand stitch details. Isn't that cool? So I try to increase my knowledge, and I love kind of doing all sorts of things. So I was in Detroit, and I was obviously working on my own label, and I had time in hand to learn new things. And thrifting has always excited me. And this job opportunity came up, and I just ended up applying, and they were so amazing as a company. They recruited me. This is right before COVID. So ended up going working for them, pricing, and I didn't even know because Detroit had old money. There was so many like amazing things coming in into the thrift store, like this Al Pacino jacket, a lot of Christian Louboutin shoes, uh, Hermes bags. They've gone through so many Hermes bags, Louis Vuitton bags. So guys, you never know. Yeah, yeah, but also you're in yeah, and also you're in San Francisco. People have so much money, so obviously they're wearing all the great well-made fashion and donating the one. Okay. Oh, it is. Nobody wants to dress all pretty and nice anymore. I think this is a fact. Sometimes, mostly. I feel like a lot of bargain hunters shop in thrift stores, and then I have seen people who are resellers on eBay or have like reselling shops. So I think bargain hunters love thrifting more than non-bargain hunters. Like I'm not a big thrifter. I would work at a thrifting store, but I wouldn't buy much from there. Or value. And I think because we put out a lot of like $2 pants, $3 shirts, $1 t-shirts, 50-cent socks. I felt like there were a lot of bargain hunters coming in to grab those things. So, and I may or may not be wrong, right? So, Melissa, tell me, was I right or wrong? Exactly, like I'm telling you, I saw a Prada dress for $40. A brand new Prada dress is going to cost you upwards of $1,000. So, and that dress was in great condition, not my size, but in great condition. So, no, it is, but I'll also tell you something. When I was at uni in London and I worked at Alexander McQueen, they would get send us to thrifting stores and buy a lot of like these army jackets and old stuff for details and stitching. Because in olden times, the vintage techniques and vintage details. So a lot of times you buy stuff for research or as an investment, so they would have archives of these gorgeous detailed jackets that were from Salvation Army or whatever that people had donated. And they had such beautiful details that you would take inspiration. So I think as a fashion designer, there is always so much to be learned and researched. So, and I was so inspired by all the research they did. So going back to your 40-year ago, how people stitch things or how people detail things. So I think there are very few, but there are buyers who buy for research as well. Yeah, I think my first whiff with the actual thrifting was London, because we don't do as much thrifting in India. But I've been to Scandici and by factory. I was sent by McQueen, and I mean, it's such a fantastic opportunity to be able to learn how a proper fashion company, an old European fashion company, researches, develops designs, and how it's such a cycle of learning from your old shapes and details, and then creating something new. Such an ode to heritage um, and craftsmanship. So inspiring. Oh, yeah, Gucci owns part of McQueen, so they and I think There's so it's LVMH owns a few and Gucci owns a few. So and they have their factories. So Scandici is one of the big producers for them. Oh yeah, beautiful Italian people. Like factories, yeah. And I come from I grew up in India, so I grew up in a town called Noida, which is also an industrial town. And I have deep love for factories and for making and for construction and the whole back kind of things that happen in the background, and all the research and the process. It inspires me, it feeds me as a human being, because it kind of is, you see human spirit and how we make things. So all the well made things that we see and appreciate and want to drop a year's wage on is actually made by hand beautifully. And how people can create such beautiful things, it's inspiring. Okay, third. uh I would say maybe fact. Wearing vintage may make you look dated depending on your style, I guess. But yeah, it can make you look really dated. So maybe a fact. What do you think, Melissa? Oh, yeah. That's true. And I should have told you, why don't you put together like a whole thrifted look of vintage pieces that you've got and show people? In for next, you can't do it this. I should have told you before. Melissa's like, my whole wardrobe is hanging here. And it's stunning. I love it. I love it. Like, is it like a dress? Can you do it as a dress? Like, if I would button it down, do it with like thigh high boots, I think you would look like a femme fatale, like super sexy. Yeah, that's pretty woman style. Maybe you get picked up by Richard Gere. No, but how long? But Melissa is also depending on, say, that's a beautiful thing. You tie it in front, and then you do it with thigh high boots, and you're like, I think you have pretty legs. And then yeah, just do some like neck pieces, and then that's it. And then you get your coffee free because you look so hot. Oh no, we have to open two buttons, Melissa. You can't have them. Yeah. And boots. Yeah. See, and I think if you do boots with this, it's instantly hot. Maybe throw a red belt. Super stylish. What do you think, guys? Yay or nay? Tell us in comments below. I think that would look, and in patent leather, patent, it would be that pop of color, and then you could do a red lip, and then nice thigh high boots. Instantly transported to Hollywood, California. From okay, True, true, true. Yeah, I have no plan. When I'm going to a thrift store, I'm like, nope, and I go out. I enter and I'm like, nope, not for me. And then I turn around and I walk out. So that's me. Okay. Wow. Like Hunger Games, but for clothes, right? Not in New York. I've heard those ones are pretty fierce. I've only seen them on Sex and the City. But uh, I'm not a bargain hunter. Yeah. And let me interject here and say if you want to figure out if it's pure leather or not, you just need to smell it. If it smells like a dead animal, it is pure leather. And if it smells like plastic, it is plastic. It's not pure leather. So pro tip. Suede. There are times when you need a dead animal or need to smell one. That's when you're shopping for a nice handbag. Get high on leather smell. Oh, okay. Pro tip from Melissa. You can just go like that. Like a Michelin star chef smelling it. Don't be crude with me. I would just be like, oh. So, so oh yeah, finding like thousands of dollars. So you may get rich shopping at thrift store. There are thrift store, what do you call them? Lottery stories that are true. True. My time at a thrift store, this guy finds $5,000 in a purse. I kid you not. Yeah. Yeah. So thrift store lottery stories are true, guys. It can happen. And yeah, you never know. You're like, "Yep, my monthly salary." So thrift store overwhelm plan. Number one is dress appropriately in your athleisure so you can try everything on. Two, not naked. And then two, look at accessories, belts, handbags. Three, sniff your leather to make sure it's pure or not. And check the pockets. What else? Do we have any other pro tips, Melissa? Oh, yeah. Or maybe real diamond solitaires. You never know. Yeah. So, pro tip, if you want to tell if it's pure silk or if it's polyester, lift them both up. If it's heavy, it's polyester. If it's light as air, it's silk. Of course, we can't do the burn test because you can burn a strand of silk, and if it becomes this ash that stinks like burning hair, it's silk. Poly, yeah, polyester will become a bead of plastic. So you can probably not do that in the thrift store, they will kick you out. So you want to fold them and lift them and then see if it feels a little heavy, it's polyester, and if it's light as air, super light, super soft, it's silk. I think over the years, as you keep feeling your polyesters and you keep feeling your rayons and your silks, I think with experience, like you and I can tell if it's real or not. But even then, I had sometimes I'm like, oh my god, what is this? And then it ends up being Cupro, like fine quality Cupro or bamboo. So it's if it's super light, light as air, and it becomes really small, it's super fine. It's silk. Try Try it and tell me, Melissa, in comments below. No, I'm telling. And guys, if you have any experience with silk, leather, polyester, about how you guys test it, if it's pure silk, pure leather, pure polyester, pure rayon, we want to know your insight, your input, and learn from you, right? Yeah. Yeah. And when it's good quality polyester, you do end up wearing it long. So it's a debate to be had about sustainability. Those can be insanely expensive. Yeah, that's okay. Oh, I've never even considered thrifting for skiing because it's something that you want to do once or twice if you're a beginner like me, and you probably hate it like my husband does, skiing, because you've fallen a few times and you're like, oh, my legs are gonna break if I try again. So you probably want to rent stuff out or get thrifted stuff for skiing. And a lot of times it's not even super worn in because skiing is something either you do a lot of or you don't do it at all and you just try. So that's a wonderful tip, Melissa. One season. Yeah. life. Yeah, and I think that's what growing up in India, because I have an elder brother, so I wore a lot of his clothes. And then I wore my cousin's clothes. And I felt like, then we gave it to my younger cousin sister, and then she wore them. So I think a lot of that passing of clothes and, sharing of clothes kind of helped the environment, and that it was so sustainable doing that. So I think, oh, it does. I think that's a myth. I think thrifting is sustainable because you get to elongate or whatever, long, make the life of a garment, yeah, prolong life of a garment. So I think thrifting is a sustainable practice. So I think that is a myth. That thrifting isn't. Yeah. But I think you can still practice it, because I give my kids in our clothes, either I donate it to the thrift store, but I know the thrift store is selling them, so I make it a point to give it to my cleaning lady, or like people in need, rather than giving it to the thrift store. So I try, and if I will find a homeless person, I would give them a blanket or something. So being in America, you can still practice the hand me down thing, probably not as uh, strongly that you can do just give anything to your cousins, but you could still do it, right? Ooh, that's That's awesome. And I see a lot of people do that here in Arizona. Like whatever they don't need, they'll put it outside, say free, and then people take it. So it's a form of thrifting and sustainability. And, people in need can get it. Like somebody's trash is somebody's treasure. And if you don't need it, you can just, and I think it's fabulous to keep our environment, not have so much of trash in the oceans or in the dumpsters or in the dumpster piles. So we can all do a little bit to keep it clean. Is sustainable, guys. And if you feel like we've missed on any of the thrifting points, or if you have any of amazing thrift stories to share with us, please do put them in comments below. We read all your comments, and we would, and if you have thrifting related questions, Melissa is a pro, and I have some idea about thrifting, so we could definitely reply to your questions. So do that, right? Is there a holiday for thrifting? Really? How do you thrift on Halloween, Melissa? Yeah. And you can definitely get all your creative juices flowing while you do that. And also, I think for Renaissance Fair, I'm a big Renaissance fair junkie. You could go thrifting and create a corset, like a corset, or maybe a corsetti top, and then maybe you can like play around with it, because it's, if you're getting a $2 $3 bargain, I think that's a fabulous costume. And that brings me to, I used to always wonder how people are wearing such gorgeous Halloween costumes, because I didn't see that costume on Amazon. And I looked through many, so now I know you guys are creating it out of thrift store stuff. Really? Awesome. That's so awesome. And I think there should be like a whole community around you, like wedding dresses and what you can do with them. Because, I mean, a $4,000 $5,000 dress worn once, what do you do with it? It's insane. Thrifting is an ocean of stuff, and so much that can be done there, right? Let me bring it out again. My Al Pacino jacket. I think I tried it on. I mean, you have to, from a couturier. So I want like this. I want to make a whole wall of the Al Pacino jacket. Just hang it on like a string, and just like have like this really beautiful looking display. So that's what I've kept it for. Yeah, I need a house to go with it. I need a house to go with the Al Pacino jacket now. So yeah. Yeah, so Mountain Standard Time. So, guys, and if you want us to talk about any of your styling questions, queries, shoot your questions. We read all your comments. We love to talk to you, to interact with you. So come say hi, ask your questions, get your styling questions answered. And thanks for joining us today, right? Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Melissa, for sharing all your thrifting knowledge with us. Bye, guys. Mwah, 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 mwah.